Could you kind of like explain to me what is it like to actually be in a relationship and or even find love when you've never experienced it before? It's really important that people understand, especially in our faith, that even if we have the courting stage and a lot of us, may be talking to each other, we might call it in the modern terminology of dating, but we don't actually go down that Western route of actually, mixing and mingling the way, most others may do so. In our faith, there's a very much strict guidelines and guidance for that, even if you're getting to know someone. So a lot of Muslims that do find themselves getting married have never, ever been in a relationship before. So how is it possible to actually, the big, $1 million question, how do we end up mastering love, as you say, even if you've never been in a relationship?
That's a great question. And the first thing is that we have to point out that there's abundant research that has shown that marital success or relationship success is completely uncorrelated with dating duration. So there's this myth that you must date someone forever and ever to get to know everything about them before you say I do. But as we know, in society, we can see divorce rates skyrocketing. But also research studies have shown that there is no bearing, dating duration has no bearing on relationship success. And that's the wisdom that Islam already has given us, in that the sense you don't have to traditionally date to find someone compatible. And the key is really to use the courting process appropriately and to identify the person that is most compatible with you, the person that is going to be able to grow with you as you grow as a person over the 5, 10, 50 years that you are going to be married. And most importantly, the first step into discovering love, even if you were not in a relationship, is to believe that love is attainable, that love is possible. And of course, that is modeled in the example of our Prophet ﷺ and his wife, Khadija radiallahu anha, for example.
Lovely. I love that. Zahra, do you have anything else to add to that similar question? Mastering love before you've, ever been in a relationship?
Yeah. The other thing that you can add to that is that we have, a very powerful tool at our disposal. Even if you've never been in a relationship, or if your parents are in a dysfunctional relationship and your siblings are not in good relationships, you may feel like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything good and I've never been in a relationship. How am I going to do this? But your powerful tool that you have as a resource is your imagination and your ability to read or hear other people's stories of good relationships. So you can imagine and envision for yourself, what would I be like as a wife or as a husband? How do I imagine us interacting or coming to these decisions or handling these difficult challenges? Or what would we do, during a pandemic? And all of these things, you can imagine it. And that is so underrated for us, because oftentimes we're kind of just, trying to just match what we see around us. And if we match what we see around us in so many ways, so many things are broken all around us in society, we are going to be left broken. So the key is to, make dua, pray for something bigger and imagine that something bigger, and know that Allah can support you to achieve it, even if everything around you, it doesn't exhibit that or is crumbling.